Open up a YouTube video here and get my chat up. Hope everybody's been doing well. Let's see. Let's do this. I think I'm going to have to do this on my own channel. Refresh. Alright. Now live. And there it is. Let's give this a shot. Alright. Come over here. Hit that mute. It's already pretty much turned down, so that's good. Hope everybody's doing well. Do a little bit of work on the Slash Ultimate. I've already done a little bit yesterday. I made a video. I'm going to try to overdub it. I got a new microphone. Bring it out here. I guess, I don't know if you're going to see it there. We'll work at that and kind of see it there a little bit. Just the green windscreen on it. It's a Rode pod mic, but I need a USB-A to USB-C cable to plug a few things in differently so I can have a USB slot right into my computer for my mixer. So this is not that mic. This is the mic most likely on the Logitech camera up there. I don't know if this thing is only set up, if I've got it set up just for one mic. I believe I'd actually have to take a look. Audio mix, that's noise gate. Now, let me turn that back up because that hasn't been out. Oh, okay. Yeah, it picks up pretty good. And turn the compressor up low. I don't need that much. Let's see. Let's come back to tools and go to audio mixer. And global devices, add device. So they have to have that. Default microphone. That's picking up. What is my default microphone? It doesn't tell me. It says default mic. I gotta believe that it's probably going to be the mic on the N60. Let's see. Here we go. This default microphone. Don't tell me exactly which one it is. I will want to go a bit. Okay, this is the 960. Now, 960 phone. Back out of that. Do OK. Come in. Tools. Audio mix. See it. Okay. Set too high. Effects. Audio effects. I don't know what mic that was picking up. Not sure what mic. Hey. Not sure. Not sure which mic that was picking up from, but now it is coming from the Logitech webcam. So I'll leave that right there. Threshold looks good. Noise gate threshold looks good. Equalization, I'm going to turn that mid down. And turn that highs up. Alright, I'm going to turn that low up a little more. Maybe cut that high back a little bit. Put a little bit normally more where I would have it generally on a regular mixer. So we'll try that. Let me say something here. On a regular mixer. So we'll try that. Let me say something. Alright, that's coming through. It's not super strong. Not as strong as it was on whatever mic it was picking up before. It must have been probably the side mic looking at. I see it's on. So that would be, I gotta get over the other dashboard here. That would be this one. And that's most likely the mic that was picking it up. That would be the side mic. And that's most likely the mic that was picking it up. And I can change this view by swapping to a top down by swapping the thing. But anyways, that's not what I want to do. I want to kind of just push it a little bit. I'm going to go over the few little things I've done to this in the last day. I did yesterday. And make it quick and easy. I'm getting some clicking sound. Haven't drove it in a while, but it was clicking a little bit, and I'm pretty sure it was a diff. I'm thinking the rear. Although I switched things around, it didn't feel, but I haven't taken it for a ride yet. So I bought a brand new front diff and a brand new rear diff already set up and assembled. Although when I was doing this yesterday, I forgot to grease the diff here. So I should probably do that, but what I want to do is check out my spur gear and my mesh and everything too. So I'm going to pop this apart a little bit. And this, I should get my speed tips out here and grab the DeWalt. It'll be a lot easier. Not faster, that's for sure. Yeah. These two out real quick. Move this over so I can see some chats here. If anybody does pop in. It's been a while since I've done anything, so nobody's expecting anything, and I do these things on the fly, so. Well, I think I can get access in there, can I? Nope. Gotta take off these 4 screws. So yeah, I bought new diffs ready to go. Everything's there, just so I could get them ready and toss them in. But I did forget to grease the rear one. Actually, well, yeah, I forgot to grease it. But the front one, I bought off of eBay from a pull off from another Ultimate somebody tore down. So it already had grease and everything in it. The rear one I bought from A-Main and just forgot to grease it before I threw it all together last night. So I'm going to get that done. So it's got new diffs front and rear. I want to check the spur gear and the mesh. Probably going to drop a smaller pinion on because it was getting a little warm the last time I drove it, and it shouldn't be really. I can't remember what pinion I got on here. It may be a pretty large one, but I didn't think it was that big. But for my track, I don't need to get too fast. I've only got a couple, straights that aren't super straight or super long. It's not like I got a lot of room to let her stretch out. I got her tip on before too much longer, too. Goodness. Let me see. Is that me on my other one that I'm hearing there? Oh, yeah, it's still. I didn't mute it, but that's okay. It wasn't feeding back. It's so quiet. Come on, baby. Long-winded screws. Well, okay. Probably tip that a little bit or move these in a little bit more. A little better. See a little bit better. Pop that off. Pop that up. Oh, I'm gonna take off these two screws. In case of, actually, I don't even have to do that. I can go like this. Dry as a bone. Now, what did I do with my grease? I didn't put it too far right there. Looks like more than enough. Need to grease up that gear set a little bit. Now we can throw that back together real fast. So first you can see what I'm doing instead of working in my lap like I'm used to. These two in, hold the tranny down for the moment. It's easy to see, but I'm just turning the screw in. First, these ones in first. Started. Get in there. A little bit. Hey, what's what's going on, Nafna? Yeah, it's been a few. I've been busy, and then I realized I logged into the wrong account on this software, so when I did do a couple things, they didn't show up on this account. They're on one of my other ones. What in the world? Okay, that's gotta go on the other way. I get it on. Why? Yeah. Not quite seated up all the way. Seems like it is. Let me do this then. Pull these things out. See if I got it in a little early. Back in first, and that did come off before when I took them off. These came out before the back was together or out. So the last things I should probably put in. Yeah, so I figured I'd jump on. I've been getting a few items to make the podcast better. I'll go over that in a few minutes. I wanted to get this stuff first and kind of piss with my spur. I got a little bit of time, probably get done here 11:15, 11:30, somewhere in there. I got to eat a bed and work in the morning. Oh, come on, you darn thing. I hate it when it does this. I don't know what it is with this camera, but it just goes freaked out and blurs. So I've got to, should be this one. Oh, yeah. Is that one? No, not that one. That's those two. That's that. Oh, that's right. That's on this. So I can go like this way. There we go. That's better. Yeah, this is not too bad. This is the camera I have been using, which is the Logitech 920 Pro camera, older webcam. Now this is a new cam. This is a eMeet, I think it's called eMeet. It actually has 1080p, but with this software on YouTube, it's 720. And then I've got a second one. So give me a second here. I go there. And that one goes off. And now I open up this one. And it should turn on here. There you go. Now I got an overhead look. Let's see if I can get it up a little more. So that gives me a decent little overhead shot. So let's see. Why is this being such a pain? In there. I'm thinking so. It just shifted and just not in the right spot. And that's why. That's right. There we go. Get you in place. You're a pain in my arse. you back there. There we go. Now we put you in, lock you down. So yeah, a couple of different cameras to help picture quality. So one of the things I've done, let me get these screws back in place. So they're not going anywhere. Those two up there. Put these two in. Get this back locked down. Sometimes I don't. It hangs up a little bit, so I don't. I'm hoping I can get my other computer working. I've got a desktop that I built for gaming. Been a while now, 2009, but it was all almost high, the top quality stuff, not quite the newest stuff, but pretty new. So I haven't seen him on either. I haven't even really seen him on Facebook, so I was gonna, send him a message. Make sure he is all right. I don't think he's being kind of crazy out there, Cali-wise. Some people tend to have lost their ever-loving bloody minds, so I'm not quite sure what's happening out there. But hopefully he's all right. Yeah, I haven't seen James in a bit myself. Like I said, I was thinking about trying to get a hold of him to see that he's all right. And I don't know if he's been busy and traveling, or hell, maybe he wrecked his bike. I hope that ain't the case. But I know he's been riding a lot, dirt biking. I know at my age, as much as I want to, I can't even ride street bike anymore. I'm actually attempting myself to sell this Harley and buy myself an old 80s dirt squirter. My problem is if I sit in the saddle too long, my back pinches down, my legs get numb, and I come up to a stop sign and I've got no muscle strength in my leg, and me and the bike just both lay over. I've got a 73 iron head, so it's top heavy, and that makes it a little bit more of a trick. But yeah, I get to a stop sign and I can't even hold the bike up because my legs are numb. And the reason I think a dirt squirter will work, because as long as I'm moving, I'm all right. Yeah. As long as I'm moving, I'm good. If I can move, I don't get pinched up. So in a dirt bike, you're standing, you're sitting, you're bouncing, you're kneeling, you're hardly ever on your ass. And I think I could handle that pretty decently. Where is that other screwdriver? I need my little flat blade. What did I do with it? It's gotta be in here. Oh, there it is. Yep. This out. Oh, I got that other screw. That's right. I forgot. It's got 2 screws on it. Yeah, my neck's been an issue for quite a while too. Overall, it's just, loss of cartilage between my spinal column. I've got about 5 or 6 areas where my cartilage is damn near non-existent. Looks good there. That's not a real big pinion. 15 tooth. Looks good there. I think I'll throw this back together. Go. Let's see, that's those ones. Those are about, these are the tops. Sure. I think I got that the other way around. Yep, what a drag it is getting old. Rolling Stones were right. I will. Say, I'm going to send him a message probably tomorrow when I get home from work just to make sure he's still around and breathing. Been a month and a half, 2 months, I think, since I even seen him on Facebook posting much of anything up. So yeah, I'll have to get a hold of JB and see what's going on. A 15-tooth pinion, so that ain't bad. That should be all right. But yeah, I'll make sure I'll give him a message. So now I'm getting some camera stuff going on. I've also got some audio stuff happening. I picked up a small Soundcraft mixer board so I can have some quality audio. And I'll probably end up picking up a couple effects units, maybe a Lexicon, get myself a nice old Lexicon setup that I can turn around and use for in my gate and limiters and stuff. Of course, I could just cheap out and buy a Behringer and use that. Hell, I've got an entire PA system, but I kind of abandoned it at my old guitarist's house. I'm not sure how he'd feel after all this time. He come back, say, hey, I want to grab my PA and stuff that you've been taking care of and fixing and everything else. So who knows? Of course, if he had to fix it, it's because something broke, because it was perfectly working and almost brand new when I pretty much abandoned the music. Life happens and it was time to get out. But that was also a bit more of my back issues. Sitting there playing it on stage and my legs are going numb, so I've got to, bounce around and stomp my feet on the stage and get my leg to feel better. And then turn around and do the same thing with my arms, because the weight of the bass hanging on my shoulders was pinching my shoulder area up, going numb, my neck, head banging. 20 years, no, actually, let me rephrase that. 40 years of playing live music had its toll in the first 20. That feels better. The other diffs, I think I had the back one, like I said earlier in the vid, I think the back one was shot. So let me do this. Let me go back to number 3. Yeah, see, I'm gonna move anyways. It'll switch cameras in a second. Well, come on. Get over there. What in the heck is this thing up? I'm telling you. Not sure. So let me do this. Maybe I can't get it over that far. We'll see. I should be able to. Here, I'll go like this with it. Right there's my mixer beyond the light. Little Soundcraft mixer, just a small one, little 12 channel. And there's the new mic right here. It's actually just a windscreen. It's a Rode Pod mic. But like I say, I need a USB cable so I can get all my cameras done, because I need to get a USB-A to USB-C cable so I can turn around and get my cameras hooked up a little bit differently in a different USB port, so I can turn around and plug. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I did that. Let me come over here. Let me bring this up and come here. We'll jump in here. What is that? What is that square plug? Square. Yeah, how do you do this? Printer. That's a lot of times. So let me do that. Yep, that's what we want. USB B 2.0. Okay. Maybe that's the way to go. So let me do this. Bring you up. The audio mixer, bring the stream up. We'll go to scene 4, which should be Amazon. Maybe I'll buy one of these things right here. So let me get back over to this so you guys can see and I can't see. Yeah, because the printer's got the, I guess that's going to be a USB mail, USB B, US type A mail to USB mail. Okay. 6-foot cord, wouldn't mind a decent one, but if I could find one that's gonna like be overnight, all 2-day. Because that's what I need to plug in, but I don't want USB A, so USB A or USB B to USB C. That's what I want. There we go. I don't need 15 feet. It's cheaper. That's gonna matter there. It looks like they're all 2-day, so I'll see if I can pick something up tomorrow. I know I can, but yeah, if I can get a USB-C, because then I can plug my mixer right into my one USB-C on my computer left, my laptop. But yeah, I got a hard drive that I want to get better. A computer with a desktop, that hard drive, desktop computer I want to get working that will work really well, because this laptop doesn't seem to have quite the capacity in it to run smoothly. Like I say, sometimes I'm going to change scenery and it stalls off, kind of like it is now. I'm clicking the button and we're waiting. I'm waiting, I don't know, however long, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 50 seconds sometimes before it actually does what I want it to do. And even if I close out everything I got going on, it still kind of chokes out. Get rid of you. Close all that out. There it finally popped back over, and now it's probably just starting to pop over on the live stream. You know, but it did finally. So, anyways, yeah. That's what I'm hoping to get going, get a better setup to make better recordings and see how that works. So how you been? What's been going on with you off now? Racing a lot, I take it? Yeah, me too on that. Crash test dummy as well as, you know, manual labor or roofer, drywaller, builder, tree climber, tower climber, tree climbing, trimming, cutting trees off for power lines, and then I got into high-speed data, utility work, usually low voltage phone and HSD, high-speed data, and internet that way. So yeah, it's been a lot of laborious work. Now I'm doing maintenance, sticking close to home. I used to work all over the state, drive, a couple 100 miles a day some days, easy. Now I drive 11 to 12 miles and I'm home in 15 minutes, and I couldn't be happier. 2 hours in the seat kills my ass, even if I'm riding in the vehicle. The nice thing is when I come to a stop in my truck, even with numb legs, I can hit the gas and hit the brakes. Oh, I thought you did some racing. Yeah, that's most of what I do bashing. But gonna do a little bit of racing this year. I put in an oval track out in the back of my place, the back side yard, backyard. It's over top of my septic field, basically. And another local buddy of mine also put in an oval track. We've got like 8 or 9 guys running oval right now, I guess, pretty much. So that should be fun. Doing some Mud Boss, if you will, modified, or the Mud Boss class. And then some of the guys got late models, so we're going to do that. I was going to run this for a little bit, so they were running just short courses as they first started, because nobody had anything. So we had to get all that stuff going on. That thing's getting body's getting pretty broke out finally. So now, quite a few guys have got late model and either a Mud Boss converted foot slash or an actual slash modified car. Nobody's gotten the late model yet. Yeah, I've done that for a while, man. That gets old. That hour, 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Half the time it was an hour and a half down to an office to pick up work, and another hour off to the job site after leaving the office a half hour later. So 2.5 hours where you can make money. Contract type work, sometimes it sucks. Spend more time on the road than you actually do doing shit. Hard to make money that way. All right, so yeah, there's the slash. I should make it better. What we're hearing there is just her opinion. It's only a 15 gear. But yeah, so everybody's, grabbing stuff. I'll be back in a quick sec. Yeah, everybody's grabbing stuff to do oval racing, so I couldn't not join in. So I picked up Mud Boss, Traxxas Mud Boss, and wait for it to switch back over to my other camera. Slashes are fun. Two-wheel drive isn't bad. I mean, that's a lot of the conversions. A lot of the drag rigs are two-wheel drive. They've got two-wheel drive conversions for sprint car if you're thinking about ovals. For mud bosses, for late models, there's all that stuff for a two-wheel drive slash, and then of course Traxxas has this and the late model. So yeah, but the 4x4 slash, I got the ultimate there, but so it's a little bit more. It's got some of the upgrades on it. They're a beast of a little truck. I mean, they take a lot of beating. They're not the greatest racer, unless you're racing a bunch of other slashes. But if you're racing an OFNA or, nowadays the Team Associated or one of those rigs, as far as that goes, it's, you're going to lose. Techno for, the short course truck, any of those kind of, more race proven units, teams, like I said, Team Associated there, or Losi, or, those trucks are going to pretty much beat a slash on the track. Although a slash can be good with a really good driver and a good setup. So, they're not race, but they're a hell of a basher. And they're great race bashing. If you're off on a track, there's a bunch of guys just, bullshitting around. They're good fun. Yeah, and then all these are is a two-wheel drive slash. Low CG two-wheel drive slash with a modified, body on it. Got the clipless, but it's a little tricky to deal with here and there. So yeah, it's a simple two-wheel drive. The new brush, it's the Traxxas brushless setup instead of the XL5. They used to come with an old brushed system, an XL5 and a 12-turn most of the time. But yeah, now they come with a 2S brushless setup for, the modified. Need a little tweak. It does come with upgraded shock bodies. Got nice aluminum shock bodies, aluminum motor plate, as you can see back there, the orange. So it does help over what it was stock was. It has a 272R transmission, which is kind of cool because you flip it upside down, you can pop the diff right out. You don't have to tear apart the entire train to get the diff out to mock it up. But yeah, I had more fun running the oval than I kind of thought I was going to. But whenever you're running with a group of 5, 6, 8 guys, and you're running a track, just shits and giggles, having fun, it's always a good time. So there's that. So yeah, this is the modified, and then I'm going to order some stuff here, a few things to turn around, and I'm going to make the one of my drag slashes that I built and never actually drag raced with. I'm going to take that and turn it into a late model. Put this one back. So I'm going to take this slash, which I a couple years ago stuck a XL5 brushed motor system because we were going to run stock class chassis. I built this and got it done about a month and a half before Traxxas released their drag truck. So I built this as a drag slash, but I built it out of parts. I didn't buy a slash and build it. I mean, this thing has been gone through tip to top. The only cheap junk parts on it really are the shocks, or just Amazon knockoff shocks. But everything else is high end in this thing. Titanium everywhere except for the screws. But I got titanium tie rods everywhere, ceramic bearings throughout the whole thing. Had a 299 LP steering servo, and originally had a McLaren 160 Pro ESC and a 4.5 modified motor for drag. I still got that stuff. It's just not in this anymore. But I'll probably end up swapping it over, doing some adjustments. I'm gonna have to put a regular front turnbuckle, or regular bulkhead on the front. front bumpers for the slash or the modified late model setup, a rear bumper for that. And then I'll put a 3300 hobby wing combo that I got laying around in it, wheels and tires, and do some adjustments, and we're going to turn it into a late model rig with a body. So got that I'm going to be swapping around. So that's the next part on that. And then I've got a build that I got to get to. Of course, the last build I was doing any real video of, I think, was the Vanquish Optic. And I did order an Origin. And it blew most of my RC, but I blew all my RC budget. But as you can see, I'm still spending some money on some RC, which I shouldn't be. Spent my budget on the Optic or the Origin. Those damn things are not cheap, especially after, you know, just the rig, and then you got to get all the electronics and wheels and or tires. Anyways, it comes with wheels. So yeah, we'll be doing some oval racing this year, which will be fun. I'm trying to get a couple of things. I got to do a little bit of work to my oval track. Still got a bit of grass on it. Your stock, if you can find the older slashes. Now, if you go with the two-wheel drive, I think the older one with the brushed motor, XL5 brushed motor, they're probably in the 279, 299, 289 range. The newer ones with the brushless motor system, the BL2, they're probably like 329 in the two-wheel drive range, and then like probably 389 in the four-wheel drive range, up to 500 or 600 if you get like the ultimate, like I got. They got the Slash Ultimate, and there's another higher end one that comes with some stuff. Those ones are a bit more pricey. If you go with those, you might want to see if you can get it with the VXL3 system, a little bit older, the brushless older setup. It's a 3500 kV unit. It's pretty beefy. VXL is a pretty beefy with the 3500 kV setup in a Slash 4x4. In a Slash 2x4, it's overkill, but it's still fun. So yeah, you know, depending on how many, you know, like I said, this thing, the 4x4 that was just working on, being the ultimate, it's got upgraded shocks, upgraded carriers, upgraded hubs, upgraded links on it, a few other things on it that the regular Slash two-wheel or four-wheel drives don't have. So it was, you know, out of the factory box and upgraded rig. So that's why it was like $600, I think, originally for a Slash Ultimate. So yeah, it depends on which one you go with. Two-wheel drive is like saying that probably 250, 280 range. Four-wheel drive 389 to 600. Probably not. I've only got some parts left over, because I really didn't start with any slashes per se. Like I said, this one I pieced together out all the things I wanted to build for a drag rig. And the other two drag rigs I have are aftermarket chassis, and same thing, all pieced together. So they're pretty pricey to get together. Originally, I had about $1,000 in this thing with the other electronics in it. Now it's probably, you know, sitting at 700, 600, 700 total cost without the other electronics. So yeah, they're not cheap. You know how it is when you piecemeal a rig together compared to buying a you know, base rig to use half the parts off of. But literally, there is almost nothing on this as stock except for like some bolts, chassis, obviously. Now the motor and ESC, but almost everything else in it is carbon fiber or titanium. RPM arms all the way around. So it's different bulkheads, different transmission, all the guts of the transmission, ceramic bearings from front to back. There isn't one bearing on here that's not ceramic. except for the ones in the motor. But the other motor that I had in it did have ceramics, so it was made to go fast. I just never got a chance to go fast with it. Yeah, it can get stupid. Especially when you're foolish and you got a little bit extra money you want to blow on stuff instead of saving for retirement. But yeah, so it should be a fun summer if I can get more time. I got to do my roof this year yet. I'm going to be putting metal roof on, so that's going to take a couple of days out of my time to get done. A week maybe. Be doing most of it myself, but I'll have some help. But I got, just put up a metal roof, and so I got a 2x4 rib everything. Get all my ribs up. Get all my ribs up in place. There it is. Get everything back there where it belongs. All right. Just back in place somewhat. That's a little better. That's a little better. Now a snitch more. Move it over here a little more. Try to get it a little bit better centered. That's a little better. A little better to where it was. Yeah, now it's doing that, but that's okay because we're going to go to the scene. Why? Oh, yeah, I asked it to change this damn thing. Pain in my arse. Another reason why I want to kind of move. Here. Come on, I told you scene 2. Just didn't go there. Still hasn't. Come on. What's it doing? Yeah, especially when they're good deals. Come on, you damn thing. Do something, yeah. Yeah, there it is. Like I say, my laptop just doesn't quite get it. All right, been a day. Yeah, 11:40. It's about what I kind of figured. I'd get close, get a few things done, get washed up, hit the hay. Gotta go put floor down tomorrow and knock a few things off at work. But thanks for hanging out, often. Appreciate you stopping in. I'll hit up JB and I'll send him a message and tell him you said hey and hope he's okay. And I'll be doing a few more of these now that I've got things kind of organized again. I'm getting a little slowed down. I'm getting a little more time. I'm up in Michigan. Right about, as you're looking at Michigan, I'm right about here. Just off the thumb in the Bay Area, a little west of where the Bay and the thumb kind of come together. Yeah, it's hard doing these sometimes at night. By the time I get done out with my outside crap after getting home from work, it's 8 o'clock, 8:30 sometimes. I'm half whooped. I just want to come in, eat something, and die, but I gotta start spending some more time getting these things done. I enjoy kind of doing this shit, so I kind of miss it. Won't get back to it. But yeah, I'm gonna get headed. Thanks for hanging out. Check it out later, and I'm gonna try, like say, a couple days, get into another one. And I'm trying to come up with some kind of good way besides my phone that I can start recording, out on the rig. I'm thinking about looking at a FPV setup so I can, do an FPV system. I'm trying to make that work a little bit to get some on rig shots, as well as a few other things. All right, so yeah, not too bad. South Carolina's, I've been there, through there a little bit. Not really been there. Went down to Georgia a little bit. But yeah, I've been through that area. So, you too, buddy. Keep yourself safe because people are getting stupid right now, and it's gonna be a while until this shit kind of calms down. But yeah, we'll talk to you later, and have a good one, man. Everybody else that checks this out later, thanks for coming in. Hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, that share button if you would. But most importantly, just leave a comment, hit subscribe if you like what I got going on. And I do get a lot more political, and I will be getting a lot more political as things go on here, because I've been keeping my mouth shut, and with a name like these old flapping lips, that just ain't right. So I will talk at you guys all later. Ciao. I gotta wait for this thing to catch up with itself again. So, come on now. Let's go. Stop the scream. Come on. Darn thing. So first thing I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unplug that camera.